welcome to Tuesday Blues. In this lesson we're going to talk about an email exchange that I had recently with BGI Premium member named Sandra, and Sandra was having trouble with the Long A chord that comes up in Morning Cup, one of the premium level courses. And the issue was that at least right now physically, she's not able to make that stretch. And I know that many BGIers have that same complaint with this long A chord, which really requires you to cover a lot of distance on the fretboard. You're covering 4 frets and you're calling on that pinky, which is generally our weaker finger, to really reach out and play a solid note. And a very important note, that top end really shines when you play this chord. So what I wanted to do today is give you the key for how to move the melody around and the bass around into different areas of the fretboard so that you can get around this if you're just not able to play this long A. Now I have a video coming up on Tuesday Blues that will help you work on your stretch and hopefully get down into this wide stretch. But if you can't play it now, this will be a really good workaround for you. Alright, so let's get started. Let's take a look at the lick that I'm playing down in this long A format here. So we're starting out with this E note here on the 2nd string 5th fret, moving to the F sharp on the 1st string, 2nd fret, and then up to the A on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And so the first bar, the melody sounds like this. So those are the only 3 notes that we're working with. And then for the second bar, we are going to introduce a couple of new notes, but we'll start out the same. And there are the 2 new notes. That is the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and then this G note here on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Alright, so when we add in the alternating bass and play that melody, here's what we get. And again. Alright, so we know that we've got A chords all over the place, and this is not the only one. So if you're thinking about your next logical place to play an A chord, it might be this bar chord right here around the 5th and 7th frets. So what we can do is move the bass from this open 5th string and 2nd fret 4th string to the 6th string, 5th string in this form. Those are the exact same notes. Same musical notes. So we can also move the melody up as well. So we know we're going to start with an E note, and guess what? That E note is now right there under the bar on the 2nd string of the 5th fret. Then we need that F sharp, which will be up 2 frets, because we can go E, F, F sharp to get that. And then we also know that we've got this high A here on the 1st string 5th fret. So the first bar of the melody, if you play it up here around the 5th and 7th fret, it looks like this. Let's just take a second to compare that where we've been. Alright, same exact musical pitches, just moved into a more compact range here. That if you're pretty good with your bar chords, you should be able to do the alternating bass and pluck out this melody. But now the second half of the lick, we had those 2 different notes, where we had the C sharp note here, and then we had the G note here. Alright, so let's find those in this area. Well, C, one way that I like to find notes on the fretboard, I've got them memorized now, but I still kind of fall back to this technique where I know that's a C, I know how to find my octave, so that's a C, so the next note up is going to be a C sharp. Now let's test that. Same note. Cool. So we found our C sharp, and if we keep going up the 2nd string, we've got E, F, F sharp, G. So there are those 2 notes that we need in the second part of this lick. that's what we're looking for. And when we layer in the alternating bass and keep this bar chord form, here's what we've got. So this definitely sounds a little different, but it's more about the tone from the strings than it is the musical pitch. You know, the fullness, and there's just a little bit of a different sound when you move up the strings. But these are the same exact musical notes as playing this long A. That just sounds brighter to me, and this maybe has a little kind of a dull thud kind of sound to it, a round sound to it. But these are definitely the same exact musical pitches, so this is a great workaround. Now I want to show you one other way to make this even more comfortable, because I do recognize that moving the pinky out here to this 8th fret on the 2nd string is kind of the same stretch. It just happens up the fretboard, so the frets are closer together here, but here's a workaround for that. And a slightly different bass line, just to throw a couple changes at you. If we view this bar chord as coming from this A major triad, we've got a nice A bass there. And when I play this form, I like to do the A bass and then this A bass here on the 7th fret of the 4th string. So it's a couple of A's, so it's not A, E like it was before here or here, but it's definitely got a cool alternating bass sound to it. So we can do the melody line with this new alternating bass, and you don't have to hold down a bar the whole time. So this to me is even easier, but with the caveat that it does require a slightly different bass line. And there's the workaround for that G note that was under this stretch here. You can absolutely change positions back into your old familiar A7 and catch that C sharp note and then the pair of G's. And the cool thing is, because you've got this open string, you've got a second anyway to move. I guess it's a fraction of a second to move down into this A7 shape here and play that. So this version does require a slightly different bass line, though it does sound cool to me. It does not require any tough stretching whatsoever. So again, this third version sounds like this, looks like this more importantly. So there you go, you've got the long A version, and then a couple of workarounds. One being the bar chord with that strict form held down, and then the other kind of thinking a little bit differently about the bass, but thinking more about how we can comfortably play this on the fretboard. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, I encourage you to head back to bluesguitarinstitute.com and join up as a free member. When you become a free member, you'll get tabs to each and every Tuesday blues lesson. So really encourage you to grab the tab. It's a great practice tool and it'll help you get the most out of these weekly videos. I hope you take me up on that, and I hope to see you inside BGI. So thanks, take care, and I'll see you next week.